Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out.
You guys are so amazing. Listen, this is Aos The Podcast. This is, I think, episode 5. Listen, you guys have made it and have been following us along this journey. This is what I'm asking you to do. Please do me a favor. Just tune in for 50 episodes. Stay connected to 50 episodes. After you get to the 50th episode and you're like, listen, I don't have no value, just clock out. But I guarantee you won't. You're going to love everything that we're producing. And on today, listen, this is what I need you to do. I need you to comment in the comments. Number one, I need you to type in below, I'm amazing. Wherever you're watching this, wherever you're listening to this at, just say it out loud and type it in the comments. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Because I want you to start doing this. Waking up every single day, because this is our main mission, is to empower the world to never give up, right? But our main mission and my main focus is to make sure that you see the inner greatness that's on the inside of you. And I want you to wake up every single day to say, listen, I'm amazing. No matter what happens. Listen, no matter what happened yesterday, I'm amazing. I am amazing. Now, I want to transition to that. Why? Because we're going to start doing motivational Fridays. I think I'm going to do like 5 to 10 minutes. No, 5 to 6 minutes. Real short. Every single Friday to get you started for the weekend, because the truth of the matter is I ain't gonna spend too much time on this promo. I'm gonna do another video for it. But the weekends is when the craziest stuff happens. But I want to motivate you so you can stay focused until Monday again. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this podcast. I'm excited about this podcast. I told you guys on last week, you gotta catch it this week. The question that we're asking, that a lot of people have been asking, am I ready to get married? That's what I want to talk about. Are you ready to get married? Let's really take a didactic look. I want to dive deep into this thing. Now, if you have that question, am I ready to get married? First, I want to ask you, have you listened to the other podcasts? Because if you haven't listened to the other podcasts, number one, you're not ready to get married. I need you to go back and listen to those podcasts, because I need you to be abreast about what we're talking about. Because all of our AOS nights, they like, listen, bruh, be on that stuff. He be talking that good stuff, and you need to catch up. That's it, catch up. But am I ready to get married? I want to break down some practical tools for us, some practical principles that's going to help you even more in the process. And what's damaging is most people get married for all of the wrong reasons. Y'all remember that song, Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places? Like, many of y'all looking for love in all the wrong places, right? You're looking for stuff and you're looking for something to fill a void. Most people are. I'm not saying all of y'all. Most people are looking for voids to fill. That's it. You're not looking for a dedicated, committed person that I can really be great in life with. You're looking for somebody that, okay, my ex left this hole in my heart, right? Or you're like, what's my boy, Amarion, I got an ice box where my heart used to be. And you're looking for somebody to fill a void or fill that gap. That's not what marriage is about. Stop looking for people to fill a void. You fill the void. You love yourself. That's why I told you. In the morning when you wake up and you brush your teeth or whatever you do, most of y'all don't brush no teeth. You know, y'all breath be on hum, right? But if you brush your teeth in the morning, you wash your face, look in the mirror, say, you're amazing. Like, really say that about yourself and really believe, like, you're amazing. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter how much pressure you're under right now, you are amazing. Period. That's it. Like, really, let's focus on that, right? But this is what I want to start with this first. So many people want to know, am I ready to get married? Am I ready for marriage? Is marriage the route for me right now in my life, right? This is what I want to ask you. The person that you're talking to, that you're dating, I need you to ask yourself this question. How many questions have I asked them? And if you're saying, I haven't asked that many questions, you ain't ready to get married, you're not ready. Now, let me slow grind this here. Let me slow right here, right? Because the reason I want to slow down right here, because so many people think they asked all the qualifying questions that's important in this season right here. You don't need to just ask questions that's important in this position where you both are in life. right now. No. Those are not the questions I'm talking about. You need to ask questions that's pertaining to 5 years later, 2 years later, 30 days later, right? You need to ask qualifying questions like that. You need to ask, hey, what is your credit score? Like, really be honest. I said this in another video, I'm being redundant, but some of you are just now figuring out who we are. So I want to tell you, ask them what their credit score is. What's your credit score? Oh, it's 800. Let me see. Pull up Credit Karma. I don't believe in Credit Karma. Credit Karma is okay. It's close enough. Pull up TransUnion. Pull it up. Like, if you are no. Let's pause. If you just met this person, no, don't be all in their business. No, I told you. Look at that other video. AOS Notes, not Nights. AOS Notes. Look at that. You should not be dating if you're broke. So you need to catch that out. But if you're at a place then you're like, look, we're serious. Like, I'm really considering popping the big question, proposing to her. Right? That's the thing. I'm right here in a limbo. Like, I'm about to propose to her. But I don't know. Ask yourself that question. Have you asked what her credit score is? Have you showed her your credit score? Right? Like, I don't want to get in this relationship, right? We get engaged. Now it's time to pay for the wedding. Now, traditionally, the father is, now I'm gonna break this thing because it took me a long time to figure this out. And some of y'all don't even know what this means. Why is it that the father of the bride pays for the wedding, right? This is what it means. Some of y'all are gonna be like, oh wow, I'm today years old when I found that out. The reason the bride's dad pays for the whole wedding is because he's saying that I'm ending my responsibilities or my duties. Of course, as a dad, you're never relieved of your duties. Never. He's always going to be your baby. Always, no matter what, right? But symbolically speaking, this is my last obligation to her in a sense. I'm passing the responsibilities over to you. That's what that symbolizes. So when he pays for the wedding, right? Supposed to. Some of y'all, you and your spouse pay for the wedding, right? Dad didn't have no money. It's cool. But that's for something else. But that's what that means. So you're saying, listen, I'm giving the responsibility to you so that you can carry the torch and take care of her for the rest of her days. That's the whole meaning and the purpose behind that. So what I'm saying is, when you get to this juncture and maybe her dad's not living, or maybe their family's not in the financial position to carry the load. Now the question becomes, who's going to pay for this thing? Now let's look at this. Do we have money in our banks? Do we have the money, the resources to have the type of wedding that now? I am not belittling anyone that went to the courthouse. Not belittling none of y'all. But as for me, I just don't believe in the courthouse wedding. And the reason for that, I'm gonna give you my little insight, and I'm done with that because, some of you will want to agree, some of you won't. It is what it is. I understand your financial situation. If you have to just get a preacher to do it, and you guys go somewhere else and just do a location and just invite 6 people, that's better. Now, this is the reason I say that. It depends on what you believe. Some people believe that everybody should get married. Some people only believe that men and women should get married. Some people believe that women and women can get married. Whatever, right? Now, this is what I want to tell you. At the courts, they care nothing about you. All they do is, okay, you paid your money. All right, come on. Say I do. That's all they care about. So what I'm saying is they will marry anybody. That's my take on it. You can take it, you can believe it, whatever. I don't care. But what I'm sharing with you is I just don't believe, as a personal thing, is to get married at the courthouse. Now, when you sit down with this person and you never knew their credit score, now we got to pay for this thing. Let's finance it. Now, I don't believe in financing weddings. I just don't, right? I just don't. Like, you stay within your means. So many people are financing things that does not bring you. Now, I get it. You finance a great wedding. You may get your money back and you may not. You're running a risk, right? Just to have a special day, just to say, hey, we got married. Even talking about the divorce rate, I don't think that it's a great financial decision if you are not in a financial position to have this great big wedding. To say, okay, you make $30,000 a year, he makes $20,000 a year. I'm like, we're gonna finance $80,000. Terrible decision, right? Because you still got to live after the wedding, and listen. It's my take on it. If you are in the position where you have to finance the wedding, chances are you're not connected to people that's going to come to your wedding and drop a $10,000 check or drop a $30,000 check. You're not in that company. So my question becomes, who are you trying to impress? Like, ask yourself, like, who are you trying to impress? So what I'm saying is, if you have not asked enough qualifying questions and you have not seen his or her credit score, now you get to the place where it's time to get married. Dad can't fund it. Her family can't fund it. Your family can't fund it. So now you guys have to fund it. You're like, hold on. Credit score 400? We can't even put a used Prius in your name. It's bananas. Like, you can't get nothing in your name. So now here it is. Watch this. When you have not asked at least 1 million questions, now you're in a limbo now. Watch this. The reason I say that is because now when you find out whoever got the weakest credit score and you didn't know this in the beginning, now you're at a place where you need to use credit. Now you begin to look at this person just a little bit different. I love you. Like, I'm in tune with you. But now I look at you just a little bit different now, right? And this goes into association because I did not ask as many questions as possible before I said I want to move forward with this person. When you don't ask questions in the beginning, you will find yourself later down the road in regret. Like, man, why didn't I ask you this question 6 months ago? Like, many of you that's married now can honestly say there has been some questions I wish I would have asked before I got married. Or better yet, there are some questions I would have asked before I got engaged. Because had I known these answers, I would never have got engaged. I would never have moved forward with you. Let's really be honest. And many of you get stumped at level 1 because you didn't ask all the qualifying questions. How many, it's kind of iffy with this one, right? Because so many people want to know, how many bodies do you have? Do you have any bodies? Are you a virgin? So many people hold that in high regards, right? And the truth of the matter is that's a slippery slope, because you can lie and, say only have 4 or 3 or 2 or whatever. You can lie, and chances are of your person finding out differently may not be, depending on how your circle is, right? It all depends. But that's a question that needs to come up if it's important to you. If credit is not an issue and you don't care, hey, don't ask it. I recommend that you do ask it because you need to know. I think that most couples look at stuff that really don't matter, or many people overlook because they're so in love. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Many people overlook the questions that they need to ask because they're so in love. Like, I love this person I love this person for real. And you ask questions like, are you willing to stay here in Atlanta? Are you willing to stay here in Maryland, DC? And they'd be like, yeah, I'm cool with staying in Maryland, DC, right? Those are questions, yeah, it needs to be asked, but they really don't matter. It really doesn't. Ask the questions that really matter to you. And vice versa, find out with them, like, what matters moving forward, right? And I need you to understand, like, if this is a big one, if this answer is this, I'm out of here. And stand firm. I'm going to say that again, so it's going to sound redundant, but stand firm. Many of you don't stand firm on what is a deal breaker for you. If it's a deal breaker, it's a deal breaker. Don't try to okay, I'm talking about compromisation later, but this is not the time to compromise at all. Like, I have standards, like I have, nah, right here, this, like, if you, I can't. It's a no-go for me. Look, you are an amazing person for somebody else, not me. Many of you are trying to compromise, and that's why your relationship fails. Because so many of y'all try to compromise. Oh man, yeah, she got kids. Yeah, I can play stepdad. But you don't know, like, everybody's not called. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna go real deep on y'all. Everybody's not called to be in a relationship with a blended family. Everybody can't handle that pressure. Like, that's that's real. Until you get to the place where you be like, her daughter or her son or whatever it is, the situation may be, you ain't my daddy. Yeah, I know. But I tear you up like I was, right? But it's like, are you ready for that? So, you need to really, let's sit down again and talk. Right? Especially, and I may do a series, or not even a series, but just an interview with blended families, because that's something that we really need to, check out. Because so many people say, "Oh yeah, blended family is cool." I was talking to somebody, and they were about to date this guy that had 6 kids. Like, can you handle that? Like, they may not stay with him, but can you handle that? Like, that's going to come with some stuff, especially depending on your age, right? Can you handle that? And if you can handle that, cool. And if you think you can't, be honest. Like, you're a dope person, but that is a deal breaker for me. Like, I apologize. I know, hurts me just as much as it hurts you. But this is the thing. Most people don't ask these questions until they're over the hump, and now you're at a place where you're thinking about being engaged or proposing to this person. That's too far deep in the game. You need to ask these questions in the first stages of y'all dating. After the first month. After the first month, you're like, listen, I see this relationship going somewhere. I see it. So now let me pull out my big guns and ask the real questions, right? This is another thing. Am I ready to get married? Can you spend all day with this person and do absolutely nothing? So many of y'all have found out during the pandemic that this is not the person I want to be with. The pandemic exposed that to you guys. Like, where you going? I'm gone. I'm out. Like, all the stores are closed. I know. I just got to go. Many of you experienced that. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'll be honest with you. You need to be with somebody that you can spend all day with and do nothing with and just still enjoy their presence. Now, I'm not saying that both parties don't need their space. Yes, you need your space. You need your time to be like, you know what? I need to take a trip. I got to go somewhere out of town. I got to take a business trip, whatever. And, you need that time away to say, you know what? I miss my bae. I miss him. I miss her. Right? You need that time away, a time apart. One or two things that separation will do. Separation will either bring you closer or separation will tear you more apart. You need that time apart. But I need you to ask yourself, can I spend all day with this person? Because you got to realize, am I ready to get married? You got to realize you're making a commitment for life. Now, I get it. Marriages is not what it used to be, because the old people in my parents' generation, no matter what y'all did, they stayed together. He cheated. I'm going to still stay, right? Like, check your oatmeal first before you eat it, but I'm still staying with you. I know that you're enjoying the podcast, but let me ask you a question. Are you following us on Instagram and also Facebook? This is what I want you to do if you're not. Every single day, we post 3 times a day to encourage your heart. So many people say this, I'm not motivated. It's hard to stay focused. My question becomes to you, who are you and what are you connected to? Connect with us right now on Facebook, Instagram, Aos.Inspires. I promise you, every day, 3 times a day, the post is going to help you. Can I spend all day with this person without me saying you get on my last nerves? I gotta go. Like, really find out. Like, is this the person I can spend all day with? Like, can we Netflix and chill all day long? Go grab something to eat together. Go to Walmart. Go to Target. My favorite store is Target. I don't like Walmart no more. But I go to Walmart every now and then. But Target my spot. So, but this is not an endorsement. Target, I need you to send your boy some checks. But Target is my spot. And we go to Target and come back and still watch movies all day long and just cool. Like, I really love your presence all day long. No breaks. Right? Ask yourself that. Now, this is a big one. Am I ready to get married? Ask yourself this. How are my finances? Like, are my finances in position? Now, this is true for the matter, right? This is not no financial advice. This is just real. Most people say, I want to get in a financial space before I do this. Or I want to get this amount of money before I do X. You'll never get there. Never, never, never. Unless you're an investor, unless you're an entrepreneur. That's the only way. Because I heard this guy and we were coaching him about financial literacy and talked about becoming an entrepreneur, right? And we asked him, he said, why don't you start your business? Well, I'm going to wait until I get at least a year's worth of salary in my bank. Then I quit my job. That's impossible. Your job is not going to pay you enough that you can pay your bills currently and stack up enough money for a year's salary, then start your business. It's not going to happen. Many people put impossible obstacles or impossible goals so that can be their excuse why they don't become an entrepreneur. But that's for a totally different video. But how are your finances? You will never get to the place where you be like, once I get 100 grand, now I'm ready to get married. Nah, I'm not saying that. Are your finances stable enough to bring somebody else on, right? You get married, you guys move in together. Most people do it like that. Some people will start dating. Then once the dating process goes well, then they move in together. Now, the truth of the matter is, you don't really know a person. Let's really be honest. You don't really know a person until you move in together, right? Wait a minute. Your toothbrush is dry. You ain't brushed your teeth in 2 days, right? So you really don't learn a person until you really move in. But some people do it like that. Then they're like, hey, I love you. I love you. Let's get married, right? They get engaged. Then they get married. They are living together. But then they buy a house together. Some people do it like that. A lot of people do it like this. They date, stay in separate houses. Relationships work in my opinion, they work great like that, right? When you stay at your spot, I stay at my spot. It works great. Now, where it clashes at when they get married, now everything, watch this, everything that I did not know about you, now I know. Like it ain't no secret now. Like, I thought you looked like that going to bed and waking up and wait a minute, right? So you put your makeup on before, like, come on. So you find out different things about, wait a minute. You smelled like cologne when I first met you. Now you smell like straight garbage. Like, hold on. You tricked me. Like, you don't learn this person better until you move in together. But some people do it either way, right? But how are your finances? How is your finances to the degree where if I bring somebody on board, we move in together, we build this life together, and you lose your job, do I make enough money to hold down both of us? Or can I encourage you to the degree where I'd be like, you know what, I can hold this down until you get a job. And then, we'll be good from there. Biggest one, this is one I want to take a didactic look at. How is your past? Is your past still coming around? Does your past still think that there's still a chance for you and them? That's a big one. Like, really ask yourself, am I ready to get married? Nah, because I still talk to old girl and, she still think we got a shot. She still think that we're going to get back together. Nah, I still call him every now and then, and we just hang out. He still think it's a chance. He think I'm playing hard to get. Because what I've discovered is most people will play with people's heart and play with people's emotion. That's how you end up on verse 48. Stop playing with people's emotion. Like if you're in a committed relationship, be in this committed relationship, cut everybody else out. That's it. Ask yourself that question. How is my past? Are they still coming around? Do they still think they have a shot? Or have I deaded that and let them know I'm done? Another one. Are you stable? Now, this is a big one. This is totally different from financial stability. Are you stable? Right? Like, do you get to the place where you don't pay your bills? And y'all know the credit hack. You do something like, for example, you go get a car, right? And you buy a car. And in that first 30 days, you can go buy another car. Because when you go apply for another car, they won't see that on your credit report because it takes 30 days to hit your credit report. Are you that type of person that says, listen, I'm going to leave this apartment, go to another apartment? They don't know that I defaulted on the other apartment. Why? Because it's still in this 30 days. Are you stable? Or do you run from house to house? Or do you leave obligations behind? Hence, how's your credit score? That's the reason you need to ask that question. Because this will let you know if they're stable or not. Maybe they are stable. They just make bad financial decisions because financially they're broke. And broke people make hasty decisions. Maybe you need to help them in that area. Maybe, right? Ask yourself, this is another one. Are you a flexible person? Are you 38 or 39 and you stuck in your ways? And you're like, no, this is how it's going to be. Listen, my TV, no, you ain't bringing no dog. Are you flexible? So many of you can't get into a good relationship because you're not flexible. I need you to become, no, I don't need you to become nothing. I need you to be you. I need you to grow at your pace. But maybe, just maybe, you're not ready to get married if you're not flexible. Because if you're not flexible, that means that you're stuck in your ways, that it's going to be my way or the highway, and no relationship works like that. I want to share with some young brother, some young sister that's like, listen, I don't mind being in a relationship like that. It's cool. It's your way just to have somebody. No, that's not the relationship that you want to be in. So many people compromise in that area and they're not happy. Now, 10 years, 5 years, 6 years go by and you're still not happy. Why? Because I compromise in an area that I should not compromise in. Are you stuck in your ways? Are you willing to change? Big one. Are you willing to compromise? Now, I told you in the front end, not compromise in the dating status or the dating era. But I'm talking about in the era where now we're talking about getting married. I'm willing to compromise on certain areas of our life. I have to. Because if you don't compromise, what's going to happen, it's going to be the mindset that it goes my way. And it never works. Never works. You have to be willing to adjust. Another question you need to ask yourself, why am I single now? I'm single by choice. Yeah, you are single by choice because you're making the wrong decisions. Ask yourself, why am I single now? I need you to go through all of these things before you say, listen, I'm ready to get married. Because there's a lot of things that you overlook before you make the big jump. Think about this. Your last breakup. Whose fault was it? Do you always point the finger at them? It was their fault. What role did you play in it? Like every relationship, I don't care whether it was a good relationship, bad relationship, if it ended in a breakup, divorce, or whatever, there was a role that both parties played. And I need you to own up to your role. Own up to why the relationship separated, why the relationship went south. I need you to own up to that. Your last breakup, whose fault was it? Can you be committed to one person? That goes back to the point that I was saying about your past, your ex. Can you love someone without being selfish? All the females going to holler back at your boy on this one. Can you love someone unconditionally without being selfish? Watch this now. I'm not talking about, okay, they made me angry or just frustrated. I'm frustrated. I'm not angry. I'm frustrated, but I still love you. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when they do something that hurts your heart. Can you still look out for them and make sure they make it in the house safely or make sure that things are safe for them? Like, can you love them unconditionally? That, in my opinion, that's the biggest one. Can I love you unconditionally? Even when I'm mad with you, even when I'm pissed with you, can I love you unconditionally? Can I make sure that you eat too? Even when I'm pissed, even when I'm mad at you. Like, I'm so angry with you, like I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to see you, nothing. Can I still make sure that you have something to eat? Can I still make sure that if you need something from the store, I'll go get it? Like, that's love, unconditionally. Can you love someone without being selfish? Another big one. What flaws do you have? Now ask yourself this question. What is your worst quality? I want to know. Your boy want to know. What is your worst quality? Like, think about that. Answer that to yourself. Don't type it in the comments because somebody in the comments may be a good fit for you. Then you put that down and you're like, hold on, bro. Like, think about it. I want to give you a solution to this. What is your worst quality? Think about that. What is your worst quality that you have, that you possess? What's your worst quality? Now, ask yourself this. Are you willing or are you currently working on that worst quality? Like, for real. Like if you have a worst quality, I'm not saying don't date. If you meet all the qualifications I said before, like you're stable financially, you're in a good space, but you have some qualities and some characteristic traits about you that needs to be fixed. It's okay. Work on them. Find out some classes. If you got anger management, find some anger management classes. If you have budgeting issues, find some budgeting class. There's some stuff that you can do for free. If that's your worst quality, whatever your worst quality is, there's something that a workshop, invest into it. Because you're not investing for them. You're investing for you. Like, I'm not investing into me fixing this worst quality or this worst trait about me for a relationship. No, I'm not. I'm investing into this quality so I can be the best me. Forget you, me. And many of you need to focus on that. I need to work on me so that I can be the best me for me. Because if I'm not the best me for me, I can never be the best me for you. Ooh, bars. It's facts. Are you a team player? Big one. Lights on. Big one. Are you a team player? Like, this goes into being selfish. This goes into loving. Are you a team? Does it always have to be your way? Are you always right? I can't stand people that's always right. Can't stand people that be like, oh, I know, or I already know. Well, if you know, then why you need my help? Right? Are you a team player? Why do you want to get married? Big one. Like, that's in bold letters in my notes right here. Why do you want to get married? Why? Like, if you can't answer, ask the other person too, like, why do you want to get married? Ask yourself. If you can't answer that in a meaningful way, you're not ready to get married. Why you want to get married? Oh, I don't want to be alone. That's not a good answer. Why do you want to get married? No, I don't want to be homeless. That's definitely not a good answer. Why you want to be alone? Tired of sleeping by myself. No, that's not a good answer. Like most people that's like, I can't see myself without you. Bars. I've been cheated on in my past, but baby, I don't need to cheat. Why do I need to cheat when I'm already winning with you? Ask yourself. I just gave y'all some major keys. Fellas, listen. I just looked out for you right there. But ask yourself, why do I want to get married? Why? Like, why? What is I'm going to give you a quick tip outside of this podcast. Whatever you want to do in life, whatever you're trying to do, ask yourself that question. Why? Why am I doing it? Why do I need to do it? Why is it necessary? Why? Ask yourself that. And I guarantee you'll look at things a little bit differently. This is another big one. Have you seen another healthy marriage? Have you seen another healthy marriage that worked out well? Like, now I'm not saying that if you've never seen one before, you're not ready, but maybe you need to take some courses on how do I be a good husband? Like, don't be ashamed. I guarantee you there's workshops like that. There's programs. How to be a good father. There's programs like that too. How to be a good husband. There's programs. Go digging. Many of y'all like, you can't find. You find what you want to find. That's what gets me about some females and some men. Like, I would do it, but I can't find it. You find what you want to find. You find what you want to find. How well do I handle problems? I'm at the last two. How well do you just walk away and then come back as if nothing ever happened? Is your communication skills on zero that bad? Like, how well do you handle adversity? How well do you handle issues? How well do they handle issues? I keep on saying big ones, but this is a good key. You're not ready to get married if you've never seen this person angry. Like, if I've never seen you angry to whatever that looks like for you, however that looks like for them. If I've never seen you angry, I'm not ready to marry you. Not at all. I need to see you in every single element. Last but not least, do you lie a lot? Am I ready to get married? Do you lie a lot? No, you ain't ready. No. If you lie a lot for no reason, you will lie for something that's very important. All the females gonna holler back at your boy on TikTok, but like, yo, he killing. I'm gonna bookmark this and I'm gonna share it right now. If you lie a lot, you are not ready to get married. Period. Done deal. Sealed close. I'm telling you, if you lie a lot, you're not ready to get married. If you lie about the stupidest stuff, you're not ready to get married. Because this is why. You will lie about something that don't really matter, but then when it find out that you lied, this is a big one. It's a process to gain trust, but trust can be lost in a second. Let me rephrase this. How can I do this? It takes years to gain trust, but it can take seconds to lose it. I love you guys. This is Aos The Podcast. I'm done. Am I ready to get married? I hope that some keys will drop for you that will help you out to move forward in your process to figure out, am I ready to get married? Like, for real, like, Like, this is going to help you out. Watch this video, share this video. Let me do a quick commercial before we get out of here. This podcast is brought to you by Winning After a Major Loss, the book that I wrote in 2016. We have sold hundreds of copies worldwide. People love that book. So many emails have been coming in like, hey, this book helped me save my marriage. This book helped me not commit suicide. Like those are real emails that were sent in. Again, this podcast is sponsored by Winning After a Major Loss. You can find that copy on barnesandnoble.com and also Amazon. I love you guys. I see you guys on next week. We out of here.
You know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out, brother.